everybody, and welcome to another holster review. This time it is of the Vedder LightTuck light bearing holster. Yes, you've seen this one from me before. So I have two holsters here. Why is that? Well, they're both the same holster. Well, they're supposed to be the same holster. This is the holster that I reviewed for Holster Month. That wasn't such a great review. And Vedder got a hold of that, got a hold of me, and said, how can we make this right? And then they sent me this holster. So I'm going to go through some of the differences in what they found was wrong with this holster. I think they're right in their findings. And what they did to, I'm assuming, to make it right is just fix those problems. So let's get down on the table. I'll show you the difference in them close up for a deep dive of the Vedder LightTuck holster. Now, before we go any further, I bought this holster. They gave me this holster. Neither affects my review. Anybody that knows my channel knows that I am not influenced by companies that give me stuff. I will give an honest review no matter what. And the negative review of this holster will be staying up, and in the description of it, it will be amended with the holster, with the review of this holster, because it's going to be a much better review. But the negative review will be staying up. So now that that's out of the way, let's get down to the table. All right, let's start out with the original holster that was set, that I bought for the Holster Month review. This is it in its original configuration, the original clip, and all the original design, and I will show you what the problems were. The problems were that the Kydex, if you were able to get in and get a full grip, the Kydex was rubbing a raw spot on my knuckle. That's first and foremost. Second is this, see that right there? That may not seem like a big deal, but when you grab the pistol, it digs right into your hand. So those are two major problems for me. Is I think in the original review I just said that it seemed like they just didn't care when they were making the holster. And then another big one for me is the clip height. This is adjusted as high as it'll go. There's adjustment holes that you can bring this up and down, side to side. That if you see the line here, and I will post a picture of this in my pants so you can see what I'm talking about, but I can't get a grip on this gun, a good proper full grip on this gun in the appendix position. Now with it canted, and I oftentimes see in reviews people have it canted like this for a hip carry, that brings the grip of the gun out of the pants, and it is just fine. And I said that in the original review. But for appendix carry, this sits so deep in my pants I can't get a good solid grip on it. Now here's the one they sent me. Forget about the clip for a second, because I did replace the clip, but you can see it exposed some holes here. You can see what I've done. The sweat guard now does not obstruct the grip, and there is plenty of room for a middle knuckle here when you are getting a full grip on the gun. Those are two big points of mine with the old one. Now I'll show you what seems like maybe something did happen with the shifting of like the molds or something along those lines, is because some of these lines just aren't in the same place from one to the other. And you can see here where the claw attaches, there's much more material out here than there is out here. And when you look at the back, you can see that the mold lines are not nearly the same as they are to each other. So I believe when they said there was a shift in the mold, I think they're right. You can even see here the sanding here, the cutting and sanding. I don't know if they just had a guy on third shift, that was tired of being at work or what, but they did fix the problems that I had with this holster. And then I've looked at other holsters online, and they do look more like this. Even this cut is curved like that more than it is like this. So I do believe that when they looked at it, apparently even the owner of Vedder looked at my review and said that this holster didn't look right. So thank you for that. Thank you for taking the time out to look at that. And they did send me a holster without the issues that I had with this. Now, one thing that is still an issue is this clip. I mentioned to them in talking to them that maybe they should offer the short clip with their holster too. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. They had said because they can't offer a short clip or another clip design with their smaller holsters, that they weren't going to be able to do it. But even with the regular length clip on here, it does not fix the problem of not being able to, wrong holster. It does not fix the problem of not being able to grip the gun. You can see that my finger is well within the belt line. I would actually have to shove part of my hand down my pants in order to get a grip on my gun, and that's not okay. So when I got this, they also sent me a short clip, and that fixed all the problems I could have possibly had. So with all that being said, yes, I still had to get a different clip, and if you run into the same problems I run into, you will have to get a different clip as well. But the holster, body of the holster is 80,000 Kydex. It's not falling apart anytime soon. They did fix the craftsmanship problems. They did fix the fit problems. Just the only thing they don't seem to be able to fix is the clip problems, which I don't know. Either not enough people have complained about it, or they're just, I don't believe that they don't care because they got a hold of me so quickly. Matter of fact, they got a hold of me in the same day that I published the video on 2 different social media platforms. So they really wanted to get it taken care of. So I find it hard to believe they don't care. I just don't think that enough people have had the issue. So if it's not an issue for you, good for you. It was an issue for me. One thing I just realized I forgot to mention is that it is light bearing as well. I mean, optic ready. I don't know if they all are. I can't remember if I had to order it that way, but it is optic ready as well. So at the end of the day, what's my final review? I showed you what the problems were. I showed you how they fix them. I showed you what it is now today. Would I discourage somebody from buying a Vedder holster? No, I absolutely would not. And I would discourage people from buying certain products. Trust me on that. This is not one of those situations where I think they make a garbage product. I think they make a pretty solid product. They're very popular. And so it leads me to believe that the issue with gripping the gun may be somewhat particular to me or people roughly my size. I would not steer people away from Vedder. If somebody were to buy a Vedder holster or ask me about it, you would end up getting a good quality holster. And I think the speed at which they addressed my problem says a lot about their customer service as well. I've heard other good stories about their customer service as well. So this holster, the holster that they sent me, absolutely gets a pass. It good fit. Everything about it is how I envisioned it should have been when I reviewed the original holster. So everything about it is how I envisioned it should have been from a quality holster manufacturer. So they get an A+ with that. Again, if you are somebody with a bigger hand, or if you don't mind spending an extra $5 just to try it, these clips are not very expensive from their website. While you're ordering one of these, if you think you may have issues, the same issues that I had, pick up one of these clips, really cheap. From them, it'll come in the same, it should come in the same package. And I find this to be roundly better than the full length clip, even on a hip position. So there's that. That is my final take on Vedder holster. If you have one, you have a good holster. If you're thinking about getting one and you may think that you got big old meat hooks too, try purchasing it with one of these shorter clips, because I think that, especially in the appendix position, I think this is a big lifesaver. You know, I just think that they build a pretty good holster, and again, customer service, I'm pleased with it. Thanks for watching. Check them out. I'll put a link to Vedder holster below. And that's it. We'll talk to you later.